Greg Casillo, FroKnowsPhoto.com. Guess what? My turn to edit a really cool file, and I can already tell you I'm going black and white. So, D for develop module. We're here. Okay. The reason why I'm going to black and white is because of all this awesome detail back here, and I really want to bring it out and see what we get. So, first things first, looking good. Look at our histogram. We're a little light on the highlights over here, so we can open that up just a touch, although we may end up coming back the other way. Alright, blacks are looking good. They're pretty deep in here. Alright, but I'm going to go right down here to my black and white mix panel and also my tone curve panel. Alright, let's start with the black and white mix. And I'm going to attempt to adjust some individual areas and go up and down and around and see if we can make this work. Now, it's appearing that since all the colors are very, very similar, that we're not really getting much of a change. So let's go back into here and see what we can get. My lights need to come down. No, not looking good. Not looking good. Open. Let's try and push that real far to open up. Let's try and bring this down real far. Still gotta watch that histogram. Really getting flat, huh? We have to go back to color. Black and white is not working. Nope. Let's reset this bad boy. See where we're at. Cutter losses. Alright. Temperature is good. I'm gonna open up my exposure just a touch. I can't believe black and white didn't work. I thought for sure it was going to in this image. Oh well. Clarity, I'm gonna push that. I'm gonna touch my contrast slider, but not a lot. I think my temperature is good. I think I do want to bring down my lights a little bit because I feel they're just a little hot, just a little strong. And that helps to match up in here. So now I can open up my exposure a little bit more, and they're going to match a little bit better. We're still not losing any data, though, as you can see by the histogram. So now I do have that extra little something, something, something right up in there. So let's see what we started with. Yeah, see, that's better. That definitely opens up those darks in there. All right, I am going to touch my fill light. Just a little. Zoom in, let's take a look. I think we're doing pretty good. Wonder why he's out of focus. Alright, lens corrections I think are fine. Tone curve I don't think I want to touch. Let's try our saturation just a little bit. I definitely don't want to go too far, but I really want to show this and make this stand out a lot. You know what we could do? Maybe we can desaturate just that one area. Wonder if that'll work. Probably not, since our black and white didn't work. We want saturation, not HSL. You know what, though? I kind of like that. It kind of has an old feel, but then this guy's in the way. I think that's about it, I guess. Not sure what else I can do to this thing to make it punch. I really wanted that black and white to work, I'm telling you. Maybe let's give it a slight vignette. Yeah, that was perfect. Did a ton right off the bat. Let's see. Yeah, let's go back to that. Maybe -20. That starts to bring your eyes in, which is good. Darker up in there and around. That's good. I like that. Let's try a little more contrast, maybe. And I think I'm going to open up those darks again, or actually darken the lights again, and my highlights, and then bring my exposure back up. And I'm really just matching this to this. I'm just trying to get those a little bit closer together because the tones in here were all in shadow, and I really wanted to open that up. Yeah, see, that's looking much better. That's there where I want it to be. Alright, I think that is it. If I wanted to take this into Photoshop, I'd probably get rid of this guy right here, make him disappear, a couple hits of the clone stamp, and he'd be gone. That would definitely improve the photo, I believe. He's kind of distracting in my mind here. This whatever it is, this chapel or this building definitely needs to stand on its own. And having this guy in the photo just ruins it in my mind. So, you know what? I'm even going to try it. See if we can just spot him out real quick. Probably not going to work in Lightroom very well, but it's worth a try. Nah, see, that's looking terrible. Terrible, terrible. But you get my point, in that this guy would have to go for any kind of a final image, final print, whatever. I would definitely get rid of him. You know, just gone. Clone him out, get rid of him. If there was another photo that was in there in the series where he's not in there, that would be the one that I would choose. Alright, let's pass it off to Jared. See ya.
Jared Polin, Fro Knows Photo.com. So we have a photo taken with a Fuji S3 Pro. Wow. I don't know where it is. Somebody's gonna have to tell me where this is, but it looks pretty cool to have this thing in the middle of wherever. I saw this up here. It looked interesting. So the S3 Pro taken 1/45th of a second at f4.8. ISO 400, 18 millimeters, 18 to 55. That's interesting. A kit lens on that body. I didn't know they sold that thing as a kit back in the day. That was I don't know. I thought that was just one of those special bodies that a lot of people that shot weddings use, because those Fuji S3 Pros, or the S5 Pro, which was even better, they worked. They were just slow as can be. They were built off of D200 bodies, and they had a whole different menu system and their own sensors. So Fuji basically bought the cameras from Nikon, probably without the sensors, put in their own sensors and firmware, and went from there. But anyway, we have to edit this. Let's see what we're gonna do. I want to make it boomerific again, but who doesn't ever want to make it boomerific? Shit. Yeah, I just said it. Reset, color. This is a tough one because there's a lot. I don't know, that we're losing details. You know, Fill Light's gonna bring stuff out today. I mean, look at what Fill Light brought out. Like nothing, Fill Light, nothing, Fill Light. So let's play with Fill Light today, and let's try to balance this out. Put some blacks in there. Let's play with the yellow. What with the black and white? Because the black and white, you know, with Fill Light could go boom or not. I don't know. This is a tough one. I wonder what Greg did to this. I'm going to play with Fill Light because this is what we're doing with it. I'm going to sneeze. Whew! God bless me. Anyway. I'm having a heck of a time with this bad boy. I can't wait to see what you guys do with this if I'm having a heck of a time. Where did we start? Let's see. Blah. It's still kind of blah. I mean, it's a lot sharper than it was when we started, but I don't know what to do with this. Because black and white to me is just boring. And the color's not too far less boring. But let's just play with this and just futz around and go, oh yeah, that's awesome. Fill light. We don't need recovery. Don't want more exposure. I don't know, guys. I'm at a loss. I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to play with the fill light. I'm going to leave it at that. Where's my sharpening? Right there. And that's it. I'm at a loss. This is one of the only times I've had a loss of what to do, but I don't really know what else to do to this. I want to see what you guys come up with. All right. That's what I got. So I'm going to discuss with Greg what he got, and we're going to see what happened, and see also give you guys a chance to play with it. So coming up right now, our discussion. Jared Poland Fro knows photo.com down here in the left-hand corner with Gregory Cazillo.
And Mr. Oversaturation.
Who is over? See, you know what? Everybody just watched our videos, and I kept saying how difficult this was to edit. This was a tough photo to edit. There wasn't a lot that could be done, but now that I'm looking at them side by side, I think I did a much better job than you did, and I utilized fill light.
Yeah, you just drug the fill light slider. You didn't do it the hard way like I did, which was choosing each individual set of tones. And it may not be the greatest photo in the world, but you know what? It was a perfect one for educational purposes.
Yeah, now that you just told me that I didn't do it the proper way, I still think my photo looks better edited the way that I edited it than your gray, blah, looking blah, blah. Did I say blah?
You did. You did. I probably could have used a little white balance adjustment to get it out of that gray area and into the make it a little warmer.
Yes.
But I still like my background a little bit better. I think it's just a hair brighter, and I don't know, just like it better.
I'm getting a phone call. We'll ignore them. So this is mine close up. This is Greg's close up.
Would you edit out that guy in the foreground?
No, I wouldn't waste my time doing that.
If this was your photo and you're going to hang it on the wall, you wouldn't edit that guy out?
I would have not taken the photo with the guy sitting there.
Me neither.
I'd save my... Again, why would we waste time in editing after when we could just be like, dude, get out of my photo? But maybe the point of the photo is the guy in the photo. Hey, dude, stop interrupting. I keep getting this phone call coming in. Anyway, so... I wouldn't edit him out. I just wouldn't take it that way. I don't know where this is. Do you have any clue?
No clue.
No, I'm interested to hear where it is, but really, I played with fill light, Greg, and I ran the slider. You can see how high I went with fill light.
Yeah, you went pretty far, 50%.
Yeah, I tried something different, used my black levels. My contrast, I went a little lower than normal. It's only at 95.
Only 95.
Yeah, I put in some vibrance because I want, and saturation. I just was like, I don't know what else I'm going to do with this photo, so I'm just going to do whatever I feel like. Because
you're just going to oversaturate it.
I'm going to oversaturate. Look at you. You undersaturate. You did use fill light, but it's just so flat, Greg.
Just a touch.
Touch flat?
It could, again, I think warming it up would have been a little better.
Yeah, warming it up. Let's see. Let's, what do you want, some yellow up in there?
No, temperature.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it.
You're not getting it, though.
I'll admit it, I was a little off on that one.
Yeah.
This week I was a little off.
If it was a little warmer, it probably would have been closer to mine, just not as saturated. I mean, I really like, now that I'm looking at it, I think mine pops a lot more to me, personally, than you, but...
Well, I'm glad to hear that you used the fill light and opened up the back wall. That was the goal.
Well, it needed it. It needed it, and I don't know if that's a thing because of the Fuji S3 can retain more detail back there, but it just needed to be brought out.
Yes, there was a huge difference. Well, I think part of it was that back wall was all in shadow.
Right.
And so we had all this sun up here in the foreground. It was very bright. And so no matter what, I mean, zoom in on that back wall of yours or mine or one of them. There's really, the grain is very well controlled. Lightroom's doing a really good job of not adding a lot of noise, even though we opened that up.
I did that in my video. I showed how far the fill light took it and said that it held up very well.
Yeah. It's a good file coming out of that camera. I'll definitely say that.
Yeah, the Fuji's always put out good files. They were just slow as could be.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I got. You have anything else you want to add to this?
No, like I said, great educational photo. Good to see that there was actually a very good exposure, considering the foreground was so much different than the background. It could have sent it off really far.
You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say that there's probably some HDR people out there that are going to get a hold of the raw file. Be interested to see how you HDR guys tweak this file. So go ahead and download it. See if this would be one of those ideal HDR photos to bring out the wall, the little temple thingy, and whatever. But, let's see what you guys do with it. And as always, you can email a raw file that you would like us to edit to froknowsphoto@gmail.com. We're still working on the backlog. Try to keep them interesting files that you think would be editable. That, hey, nice, Greg, vibrations. Anyway, something that would be nice and editable. Really, that's it. We never know which ones we're going to pick. If something jumps out at us, we go ahead and edit it. Sometimes we try to take the harder ones to see what we come up with. So that's what I got, Greg.
I'd like to know where this is. Somebody tell us where this is in the world that somebody was hanging out and took this photo.
Yeah, leave us a comment. Let us know. Until next time, Jared Poland, froknowsphoto.com. See ya, Greg.
Later.